Okay, so today I'm dealing with client acquisition for tech freelancers. Okay, so this is everything I've learned from taking my own tech freelancing business from zero to consistent 10K months. So I've gone wrong many times along the way, and I'm really sharing this to save you some time. Okay, so you don't waste time in the ineffective or inefficient client acquisition methods that you may be pursuing when you're just starting out. So in this session, I'm going to cover where do clients at the 10K per month mark actually come from? What's the simplest repeatable process for getting new clients? How should you position yourself to stand out in a competitive market? What mistakes do freelancers make when trying to get clients early on? And how do you move from one-off projects to consistent pipeline-driven work? So, starting out, where do clients at the 10K per month level actually come from? So, just to make some definitions to begin with, so we have inbound and outbound. Inbound is when clients are coming to you, and outbound is when you reach out to people and they become clients. And we have warm and cold. And so I'll get into each of these and why each is the best. So we're going to start with the worst approach first, or from my experience, what is the worst approach first, which is cold outbound. So this might be DMs to strangers, submitting proposals to jobs that have been posted on platforms like Upwork, or cold email campaigns. So I've tried all of these things, and essentially these people don't know you. They don't understand what it is you do. They have no idea that you can actually deliver on what you say you can deliver on. And so this is a situation where there's a real lack of trust. And you have to do so much volume to get that one person who is almost desperate enough or just inquisitive enough to follow through and get to the point where they become a client. So I really wouldn't recommend this. I know there's a lot of content out there on the internet that is saying this approach does work, and it does. Okay, it's just not the approach that I would recommend to really get to those 10K months consistent. And yeah, it might be something if you're really, really just starting out and you just need something, then for sure give it a go. But it's really not a hugely effective method. One thing I would say about that as well, actually, is the people who are being effective with that probably have a really strong brand and reputation that when they do this cold outreach and people go to their page or their website and their social media, it's clear that they're trustworthy. Whereas if you're just starting out, you're unlikely to have that really incredible personal profile that will get you that trust with those completely cold contacts. Then next we have cold inbound. So this is slightly better because they're coming to you, okay? But it's still, I still say the close rate of these people, they're just looking for more information, okay? So they might come from a form on your website, they might invite you to a job on Upwork, or they might be a brand new follower on social media. They've just stumbled across your profile and they've got in touch for more information. What I find with these kind of people is you are one of many people that they've reached out to. They're just looking for more information. You'll be one of the people on the list that might get this piece of work. Again, if you've got a really strong profile, if you can put an incredible proposal together, then there's no reason this doesn't work. I would just say it's not the most effective way of making it work. Then we have warm outbound. So this is people you reach out to, but they're warmer. So it might be someone that you've met at an event and now you're following up. Okay, you're saying it was great to meet you here. I know we spoke about you needing help in this area. Well, this is something that I can do. Would you like to talk about that more? It might be a past client that you haven't worked with for a little while. It's worth reaching out to them and saying, is there anything I can help you with at the moment? Or this might be someone who's followed you on social media for a long time. They've grown to understand you and trust you and see your work over a long period of time. And you send them a DM to say, is there any way I can help you at the moment? So that's better. There's more trust in all of those situations. Because when people are spending like thousands of pounds with you, they need to trust you. They need to know that you're going to deliver. And that's why trust is such a huge thing. And I think one of the biggest determinants of what the most effective way of acquiring new customers is. Then finally, we have warm inbound. So they know you really well and they come to you. So this might be a past client gets in touch regarding a new project. So they've already worked with you before and now they want to work with you again. It might be someone who's followed you on social media for a long time and they're reaching out to you. So they followed you for a while, they know you, they trust you, and now they're getting in touch to conduct a project with you. Then we have someone referred via an existing client. Now, this person might not know you that well, but you're essentially borrowing the trust of your existing client that's referred you. So you've done a project with someone, it's gone really well, and now they've got a friend or a business similar to theirs, or it might just be so they know another business that needs services similar to yours, and so they've connected you with them. And so, yeah, this person doesn't know you particularly well, but they know the person that is referring you very well. And so there's a lot of trust in that situation. So, yeah, try and avoid cold outbound, focus on warm inbound. One thing that can happen is if you do cold outbound in the right way, or any of these things that kind of push you into the warm inbound situation. So you might be sending lots of DMs to strangers to spark up relationships that 6, 9, 12 months down the line become a warm inbound situation. But if you're just doing cold outbound and saying, this is the project that I deliver, this is the service I deliver, do you want it? You're not going to be particularly successful. What is the simplest repeatable process for getting new clients? I like to think of this in really simple terms. Don't overcomplicate it. Are you meeting enough new people? You just need to get to the 10K a month mark. You just need a handful of people, or more people than they do currently, need to know what you do, how you do it, and that you do a good job at it. So you need to meet more people, tell them what you do, show them that you do a great job through testimonials and people that you've worked with and your portfolio, and then do a great job for them, because that will create more great testimonials and more referrals. How should you position yourself to stand out in a competitive market? I would say be human. When you see all these marketing campaigns that are just trying to hook people into this kind of inhumane funnel where people just receive information, but there's no human at the center of it all, I feel that's where it breaks down. And you'll see bigger companies do that, and that's because they don't want a central person at the center of it all. Okay, but you, as a solo developer, just starting out, your thing that sets you apart, the thing that is unique, is you. And so you need to be at the center of it all. With that said, that means don't hide behind fancy branding. Okay, I started out, I tried to create this big brand for myself, and then I realized actually people just want to work with me. So the brand is going to be me. People buy from people they like, speaks to the same thing, and then leverage testimonials. If you can share what a great job you did for someone, then that is going to show other people what you can do. And again, borrows that trust. What mistakes do freelancers make when trying to get clients early on? Many, and this included me, think they need a sophisticated, scalable marketing system to get started. I tried cold email, I tried paid ads, but you're just not ready for that. You don't need that. You just need to know more people. If you had 10 more clients, most people with 10 more clients could get to the 10K a month mark. And so I would say go try and meet 100 new people. Send LinkedIn DMs to people. And it might not materialize instantly. You can't run into their DMs trying to sell, but you can build these relationships. Okay, so go meet 100 new people, try and turn those 100 new people into 10 new clients, and you will very quickly transform your business. But that's harder to do. That's obviously hard to do. That is hard work, but it is doable, and that's what needs to be done. How do you move from one-off projects to consistent pipeline-driven work? If you can productize your offer, if you say, I create websites for this type of business in this type of way, and this is the result that my clients consistently achieve, then that is a great productized offering. Okay, that allows you to sell the same thing over and over again. That's how you can have a more pipeline-driven approach to your business. Move to retainer-based services. This is getting away from one-off projects to working with clients on a consistent basis. That's something that I've found has really allowed me to grow my business. Again, meet more people. If you're not meeting more people, then you're not going to have new people in your pipeline, and you're not going to have consistent sales happening every month. You need to carve out time for marketing. I made the mistake at the very beginning of my freelancing career of I'd get a new client, I'd put all my time and effort into servicing that client, and then that project would be done, and I'd be like, oh no, where's my next client? And so I'd have to then figure out my marketing. You need to extend the timelines of your existing projects. Okay, don't try and deliver in 2 weeks, try and deliver in 2 months. And that'll leave some time in your week to go and do marketing so that you have new clients coming in all the time. And then eventually move towards more scalable methods of marketing. Okay, so and to be honest, this is beyond the 10K a month mark, in my opinion. It's like when you need to do paid ads, when you need to do content-based marketing to really drive new sales without you having to go out and physically meet all these people. I say physically DM or build these relationships. So that's it. That's it. That's client acquisition 101 for tech freelancers. I hope you found that useful. Like I say, this is the exact methods and approach that I've learned from building my own business from 0 to consistent 10K months as a solo software developer. If you have any questions about anything I've covered here, or you just want to chat, my door is always open. Just drop me a connection request on LinkedIn, send me a DM, and we'll take it from there. Thanks.